Is the Wight King any good in patch 5.2? This is to fulfill a request. The Wight King is an original Warhammer 1 hero untouched by the sands of time, no rework, and therefore deceptively simple. This means that the skills have not been weighed down with junk. It is simple, efficient, and easy to explain. But the hero also has durability and hitting power. The argument was that many people sleep on him. Perhaps this is true, but let's see what makes him tick. Recruited for a nominal 1000 gold and 250 upkeep. On Ultra Scale, the Wight King comes in at 5096 health, 90 armor with a silver grade shield blocking 55% of small arms fire, 15% missile resistance, separate from that as a hero. Leadership 70, which is very solid for an undead character, speed 33, charge speed 42. Melee attack begins at 44 and is magical attack out of the box, no items or spells necessary. Attack interval is the standard 4, splash target size is medium, so normal cavalry and down and max targets damaged is 5. While most of these stats are meant as a dark mockery of the Empire Captain, the splash targets damaged is relatively narrow, meaning more outright kills on normal foes. Also, that shield is straight up strong, and stronger than the Empire Captain version. Of course, he tanks for a ranged-oriented faction, the Wight King does not. Melee defense begins at 48, a very solid number. Weapon strength is given as 410, split between 260 base and 150 armor piercing, with a bonus versus infantry of 14. This means melee attack 60 against foot lords, foot heroes, and all manling-sized infantry up to something like plague bearers or chosen, with a minor damage boost. This split also means the Wight King has diminishing returns if the enemy is armored like chosen rather than plague bearers. Charge bonus is 15 and mass is 700. The only mount available is a barded skeletal warhorse, raising upkeep to 300, health to 5468, armor to 110, speed to 72, charge speed to 108, charge bonus to 35, and mass to 1500. All other stats, including weapon strength and bonus versus infantry, are unchanged. This unit is not a siege attacker either way, causes fear, can hide in forest, has all the undead features, such as being eligible to heal with a Nahek, and crumbling if broken. For the skills, again, no rework, so this tree is underskilled. As an embedded hero, it's a training hero, and training was changed to increase the percentage of experience gains in a given battle, not a passive buff, although one still exists with lords. The map passive is spread control, or undermining it in enemy provinces. The active abilities are Assault Garrison, Wound, and Assault Units, 2 of the Holy Trinity not being bad, and you have other heroes for Assassinate as vampire counts. Specialist is the usual. Now, before going any further, at rank 8 you get Grave Ward for 10% missile resistance, but a key point is that at rank 7 you can get Heroic Killing Blow, 25 seconds duration, 90 seconds cooldown, a simple plus 50% damage buff to the Wight King himself in melee. This is a skill that makes a lot of the evil melee heroes so powerful, and this is at rank 7. Very early on, relatively speaking. Now, this is not an armor-piercing leaning hero, which diminishes the gains, but file that thought away for the moment. For the yellow line, because that's all he has otherwise, it's a direct mirror of the Empire Captain. Blademaster for plus 5 melee attack, Devastating Charge for plus 30 charge bonus at 3 pips, Thick Skin for plus 15 armor likewise, Hard to Hit melee defense plus 12 at 3, Deadly Blade plus 12 melee attack at 3, Foe Seeker for a speed boost active ability, Wound Maker plus 20% weapon strength at 3, Scarred Veteran plus 15% hit points at 3, Indomitable for plus 12 leadership at 3 and leadership prevents crumbling, Blade Shield for plus 12 more melee defense at 3, and Deadly Onslaught for a plus 60% charge bonus and plus 25% melee damage bonus for 32 seconds, 90 seconds cooldown. There is, of course, no law that says you can't pop both Deadly Onslaught and Heroic Killing Blow at the same time. So how do we use the Wight King? As I said at the start, this is deceptively simple. Being a base damage leaning melee hero, he's an easy to use, cheap, but also not particularly bulldozer-like slayer of squishy characters like human and elven mages. He's anti-infantry without being anti-armor. He kills in a relatively narrow range. He has armor that ranges from decent to insane with the right trait, a silver grade shield, and relatively high leadership, and as things go, he gets relatively high melee attack and defense stats. In other words, he's beautifully designed so that you can just throw him into a melee and leave him for a while alone. Why would you want to do that? As vampire counts, you don't have handgunners to fire into the melee. Well, there's two uses for this. One is that you're simply slowing down a force so that you can dance around it and hit better targets for your mobile elements. Two, you're setting things up for a magical bombardment, and those counts can provide. Moreover, the Wight King hasn't changed, except for adding Mentor and other global updates like that, but the game has. Demons have proliferated. A lot of demonic stuff has relatively low to mid armor along with physical resistance. Against this, the Wight King is a brutal opponent. Whether against demons or normal living stuff, he takes time to get his toll of kills, and he has no ability to get spells to help, though of course you can slap on items. That's not the point. He's simple at either tying stuff down or hunting characters less armored than a master engineer on a steam tank. He also has at least the potential of tying down a handgunner line, artillery, or other similar stuff. Although you see in the video that against a foot spellcaster on a barded horse, he tends to knock them down a lot, but if they're knocked down, they can't cast. Point being, sure you can use him to bolster a bunch of skeletons or crypt ghouls, but this kind of casual tanking is something you want to exploit, to wipe out all the enemy's squishy stuff. If there's nothing squishy left, he'll still wail away in the weapon sense, not the banshee sense. You're not bringing a melee hero to replace the killing power of a line unit so much as massively upgrading its tankiness and annoyance value, and allowing your army to go to places it's not supposed to go. Failing that, just try to send him against something semi-squishy and hope for the best. Vampires can have a lot of micro-intensive stuff going, so sometimes you just need something reliable and relatively worry-free. Besides, heroic killing blow at rank 7 is very generous, and you should abuse it for all it's worth. Take care, and have fun impersonating Superglue! Once the Wight King latches onto a target, he's surprisingly difficult to be rid of.